friends, in this video we are going to see how to do matrix addition in the Python. So I have done the code already itself. I'm going to explain what are the steps to be followed and how to do with it. For this I'm using the online GDP. You can use a Python IDE if you have installed in your local system, or otherwise you can use this same online GDB itself, or otherwise you can use some of the online compilers. So on the overview of matrix addition, what are the operations to be performed is to get the values from the user for matrix 1 and matrix 2. Then we are performing the addition of the matrices and displaying the matrices. This was the aim of our program. For that we want to get the rows and columns for the matrices, right? So the first line of the command starts like that, to getting the values, getting the number of rows for the matrix 1, and second line is entering them, getting the columns, getting the number of the columns for the matrix 1, and the same procedure is to be followed for the matrix 2. Next part of the code is if statement. This if statement specifies if the number of rows in the matrix 1 should be equal to the number of the rows in the matrix 2, and same as well as for the columns. Then only we can perform the addition operation between the two matrices. Both the matrices, rows and columns should be equal. Then only we can perform the addition. Otherwise we cannot perform the addition operation. So inside this if statement the code continues. I have initialized some of the variables that to be used in this program and created 3 lists also. The first list is to get the values from the matrix 1, and second list for matrix 2, and this list is to store the addition, the result. That means after doing addition I am storing into the ANS list. So next coming to the input part, this for loop that specifies getting the input from the users. For I in range A into B, what is this A into B is the values, the rows into columns. Rows into columns gives us the values to be stored in the matrix. So I given this piece of code for getting the input from the user. Next, this command specifies, this code specifies that printing the matrix 1 values, printing the values in the which I have got in the matrix 1. I am going to print here in the using this code in the matrix format. I am used the nested for loop. That means it is for the 2D, the matrix in the 2D, 2-dimensional. So rows and columns I have printed, we used this for loop and printed in the correct format. And next step of the code that specifies is the same as for the matrix 1 I have done for the matrix 2. Same piece of code that is to be copied and pasted here. I am pasted here, and just change the values for the matrix 2 and appending into the matrix y1 list for the which is specified for the matrix 2. Okay, for next I am printing the same command as follows, printing the matrix 2's values. On the following of the code here, I have done the addition operation between the two matrices. Same command for command, using the for command, using for the traversing the values and then doing the addition between the two matrices and saving it in the list, right? So after doing this operation I am going to print in the matrix format. So I used this print command, same command for the which I have to done for printing the matrix 1 and 2 values. Same code, just a change in the list and the variable only. So here after this else statement tells if the following credentials for the matrix 1, if it is not correct, it will go here and prints invalid matrix credentials. Now we are going to run the program. So here the code follows. We want to enter the number of rows for the matrix 1. I say it is 2, and columns for matrix 1 I say 3, and same 2 and 3. Then only the matrix operation addition will be performed. So next is entering the values for matrix 1. I'm giving 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the matrix 1 is successfully printed. You can see here 2 rows and 3 columns is successfully printed. Now coming to the matrix 2, I am giving the same values which I gave for the matrix 2. See here, the matrix 2 is printed, as well as addition of the 2 matrices also printed. So you can see here that is fully, our output is generated successfully. Also you can see I have there is no collapse in these columns and rows. It is executed successfully. Now we can test this else statement. What happens if the columns and rows of the matrix 1 and 2 is mismatched? I am giving 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. For this I have just give the wrong values for the matrices. Now you can see this invalid matrix credentials, that is executed successfully. It means our program was executed successfully in the if condition also, and as well as in the else condition also. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I have uploaded this code in the GitHub page also. You can refer this for your references, and thank you for watching.